Margaret's second mom. I want to thank you for being here to celebrate Kyle and Margaret. This is such a special occasion, and all of you being here, each and every one of you being here tonight, makes it even more memorable and special. So I thank you. This is going to be fun. Take a big picture, Jack. Come on, Krista. Kyle, I got this. Thank you, Bree. Kyle, you've always been compassionate. Don't.
What's he doing?
You keep looking at me and
my daughter.
with Kyle eyes.
Are you smiling or crying?
Kyle, you were so kind to others that in elementary school, as you know, you were the kid that was that was selected by the teachers to take the new kid in school around and show them the school, make them feel comfortable, and so forth.
Your mom.
You've grown into an amazing man. You are still kind and compassionate. You are also responsible, respectful. You have a wicked, twisted sense of humor that I love and appreciate. And you live your life with honesty and integrity. And I could not be more proud to call you my son. Breathe. Okay. Miss Margaret, you have filled Kyle's heart, and you filled my heart as well. God has blessed me with the most incredible daughter, and I am so grateful for you. You are loving and kind and thoughtful, fun, funny, and your strength of faith with God, I respect and appreciate so much. Gina and Larry, you have raised an exceptional daughter, so thank you. All right, you two. So, I am so proud of the two of you, from the bottom of my heart. Tomorrow you begin an exciting new chapter in your lives. I'm so excited your lives together. A little motherly advice, if I may. Continue to be best friends. Have fun and laugh. That is so important. Make the time to show each other how much you appreciate and love one another. It's important. And just cherish every moment together. That's it. So please join me. Hold on. One moment, please. Please join me in a toast to two people who could not be more perfect for each other, to the bride and groom.
Yes.
Yeah, but you gotta cheers us too. We're here.
Margaret, just practice for a second.
Oh, so now.
Okay, 1 and 1. Okay.
Maybe another one.
Yes, sir.
With a tomato on it.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's 50 degrees. And then, what do we have? Olive?
So we got a
I'm like, my wedding dress is going to be the
Hey, let's go get some tacos.
Yeah,
50 years. We've
Thank
been
you
best.
for that.
Yeah, we've been,
Like the age
we've been best friends since we were 6.
I love you.
Let's see, that's 50 plus 6. Oh, whoa.
I asked her if it would be okay.
And she said no.
And I have had the great honor of being Kyle's godmother. And I am doubly blessed because I am also Kevin's godmother. And I am so proud of both of them. Louder. I am so proud of both of them. One thing I didn't realize that would happen all these years of seeing Kyle grow into the strong, handsome, brilliant man that he is today is that I would also become godmother-in-law to such a warm, beautiful, incredibly amazing young woman. Margaret, I am so happy that you are in my life. The two of you are a remarkable couple, and I wish for you every joy that your hearts can hold. I wrote it down. I love you both. To Kyle and Margaret.
Awesome.
Here, here.
I'm Goose. I'm Kyle's, one of Kyle's grandpas, along with the Dukester here. And I just want to say that everything that Krista said covered everything. I'm not even going there. That was so wonderful.
Thank you.
What I am going to say is this. I've had so much fun with these two. And we all know that they have a few brains up there. But more importantly, it's their personality, the way they handle people, the way they intermix with people. And they are both, as I told Larry and Gina tonight, one of the things I admire the most is they agree to disagree without arguing.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I love it when one of them doesn't exactly believe what the other one's saying. And they go, what do you mean? What do you mean? Tell me what you mean. Well, I don't know. I just said it. Well, this is wonderful because I just want to tell you guys, I'm going to take 30 seconds. I have 5 grandsons. I've been blessed. And they're all super. But guess what? In less than 24 hours, I get my first granddaughter. The Goslin family, the Goslin clan doesn't believe in the word in-laws. And Krista knows that. No card I've ever sent said daughter-in-law, and it's not going to say granddaughter-in-law. Okay, Tigers, I want to hear it from you guys. Let's go. Let's hear it for the wedding. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wow. Great job.
Not Margaret. Okay. Okay, Kyle. I remember the first few years of just you being in our lives. You would always walk through the door with a huge smile on your face, like no matter how your day went. And I remember your hair. First time we met you, your hair was buzzed. You always wore your like thick Oakley like baseball glasses with a strap around you. Oh my gosh, your posture was like a perfect 180 to this day. Oh my gosh, and your outfits just gave me extreme dad vibes.
That's not a compliment, is it?
Since day one, Margaret and Kyle have always just been very positive people and just overall just fun people to be around. They're just so easy. They've just always been very inclusive, and especially anytime we do any kind of event, you guys would just always, like, you guys were buddies and you made us all feel so comfortable. You weren't like kissy all the time. Like you just spent time with us, and you guys were like friends to all of us. And just anytime I would spend time with you guys, even if it was just us three, I never felt like I third wheeled, which is like a lot for me to say because just it's not common. It's not common for you guys to genuinely spend time with the person that you're with when you guys are together. One thing that stood out to me about Margaret and Kyle is mainly Kyle is that anytime I'd make a joke that was very unfunny, Kyle made me feel like it was a hit in the park. I had the best joke in the world. It'd either be a chuckle or like a full-blown laugh. I just knew I did my part. Witnessing what Margaret and Kyle have been through, I've been fortunate enough when I met my boyfriend, it was around the same time you guys did, so just kind of seeing the way that you guys were able to handle things with a lot more difficult of a situation, because I was fortunate enough to go to the same school as my boyfriend, and it was just very, very opposite, and the way you guys handled it, I knew that no matter what, if my boyfriend and I went to the same school, it was possible to still have a very, very strong relationship. And that is like crazy because you guys just made it look so easy. And obviously it wasn't at all. I doubt it was, but it just kind of showed me that no matter what kind of happens with the person you love, if you love them, you will make it work. Yeah, man, over the last 5.5 years, you guys went to different high schools. You spent majority of your relationship 2,000 miles apart in college, and just because of our boy COVID. Yeah, so moral of the story. Thank you just for dealing with me and just our whole family and like making my sister so happy. Sorry.
Awesome, Grace. Good job.
Grace, would you write my speech for tomorrow, please?
That was amazing, Grace. That was amazing, Grace. Grace, that was beautiful. So beautiful.
I'd read, Margaret would always know, she'd know that patient more than me. And, you know, she made me a better person by talking to her. And I can't thank her enough for that. That is such a huge influence on who I am as a person, who I hope to become. You know, I just, you know, it's been 15 years since I met Margaret, and, you know, fuck you, Kyle. But if you, like, I don't think either of us would have imagined that the alphabetic seating that we were forced to constrain throughout elementary school would continue going throughout, you know, post-grad as well. And I don't think she would, you know, imagine that 15 years later, after sitting next to CO, she'd be stuck after post-grad sitting next to me for the rest of her life. And I don't think I would imagine either. I have, you know, I'm glad that alphabetic seating worked out. It couldn't have worked out any better.
Wow.
And yeah, I'd like to thank you, Kyle, for really being the best friend I could ask for. You know, making these past literally 5 years the best years of my life. There's literally no one else I would want to play video games late with at night or eat kiwis with. You know, there's gonna be many more kiwis we're gonna eat.
Oh yeah.
And with that, I would like everyone to raise a glass to Kyle and his ex-girlfriend Margaret, and drink to the rest of happy years for them. Thank you so much.
Well done.
That's great.
Well done.
Excellent.
Thank you guys so much for running this. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And now we
I was very nervous.
Gotcha.
You got excited.
I'm so happy for you. That was awesome. I actually had to cut parts out because I was I really like. Thank you so much. I know you texted me and I was pretty nervous.
Holy Spirit was here today. This beautiful union of Kyle and Margaret. I'm not going to be up here and toasting them. I'm just going to welcome all of you because you guys made this happen. Every single one of you was hand-chosen by our family. So thank you so much for being here. So I just wanted to welcome you. Enjoy the food. Everything was hand-picked by them. And we just want to have a great celebration. You guys are in for a really great night. So we hope you all stay for the whole thing. We've got some really great things. And we just want to thank you again from the bottom of our heart, the Conti family. We love each and every one of you, so thank you for being here. Holy Spirit was here today. This beautiful union of Kyle and Margaret. I'm not going to be up here and toasting them. I'm just going to welcome all of you because you guys made this happen. Every single one of you was hand-chosen by our family, so thank you so much for being here. So I just wanted to welcome you. Enjoy the food. Everything was hand-picked by them. And we just want to have a great celebration. You guys are in for a really great night, so we hope you all stay for the whole thing. We've got some really great things. And we just want to thank you again from the bottom of our heart, the Conti family. We love each and every one of you, so thank you for being
here. So I was very honored when she called me a few days ago and asked me to say a blessing. It was a blessing over the meal, but I asked Holy Spirit, and He told me that I am to say a blessing over them as well, as a couple. And as one of her spiritual fathers, in which she has several, she is very blessed to do that. I feel honored to do this. And there's a scripture the Holy Spirit gave me, and is Ecclesiastes 4:12, which is, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, and a cord of three strands is not quickly broken. And Margaret and Kyle, I feel that what God is saying to you is that you are to hold on to one another and hold on to Him in the middle of your relationship. And if you do that, there are many blessings that will follow. And He has asked me to speak over you the blessings of life in relationship with Him, closely walking with Him all the days of your lives, blessings of a family, of children, and many generations to come, blessings of prosperity and good health. And it is my privilege to share those words with you. And now I would like to pray over the meal. And Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful gathering and the beautiful union of Margaret and Kyle. We thank you for this beautiful place that you provided, Lord. How could we have done better? And Father, for this food that we're about to partake, we thank you as well, and the hands that prepared it, and we ask that you bless this meal and our time together. And we pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
I also work on that.
The dedication I've seen through the years with you guys has just been something truly inspiring and beautiful. Let me take a second to formally congratulate you guys. Long distance is finally over. And doing long distance is something, people dream about. People always say it's impossible, but you guys have been the ones to show that love makes anything possible. Yeah. Woo! The love you two show for each other has no boundaries, no limits, and that's because you guys are the epitome of best friends being in love. And I mean, Kyle and Margaret, you guys are so close. You love each other so much. You even got coronavirus together. I mean, I had to include at least one joke about that at the time like this. Now, I want to take the time to talk about the best brother I could have ever asked for. Kyle, you've been someone that I've always emulated in my entire life, just literally through every aspect of my life. That being said, you set the bar a little too high sometimes. Every time that I would have new class, the teacher would always, see me walk in and be like, "Wow, you're Kyle's brother?" And you definitely set a little bit too high of a standard for me, but at the end of the day, thank you, because I think I got a little bit better grades because of it. As we've grown up together, I've been blessed to always be so close with you and have such a strong relationship with you. I'm always going to cherish the memories of, hiking, going to the beach, playing baseball, of course, from our Little League A's team coached by Dad to the Westlake Warriors somehow. Most of all, I love, and love is an understatement, I love annoying the heck out of Kyle. It's like I was put on this planet just to mess with it. But I mean, that's what brothers are for, right?
Oh yeah.
So get ready for a little story time. So Kyle and I would mess with each other as any close brothers do. But of course, when we went a little too far and got in trouble, we'd have to apologize to each other. But going a little further than just a plain old apology, we'd have to say 3 nice things about each other. And Mom, that is a great parenting move, I'll give you that. Great parenting move. But at the same time, Kyle and I being the way we are, we would always come up with the most sarcastic things we liked about each other. But to make up for that, and to show my appreciation for everything you've done for me, I'd like to take this time to say the 3 things that I love most about you. First, I love how much you care and protect those you love. You've always looked out for me my entire life, and I can't thank you enough for that. Second, I love your driven and motivated mindset, whether it's school, your job, your friends, your family, Margaret, and of course the gym. I mean, you've progressed through the years for sure. You used to be very, very skinny. And finally, third, I love your amazing sense of humor that's definitely rubbed off on me. You know, it's been a little dark, a little twisted, but it definitely could have used somewhat of a filter at times, but it's whatever. But your timing is something that just can't be beat. And I mean, you can say all of these jokes and you don't even need liquor. Liquor? I barely know her.
Liquor, I just married her.
I'm stealing that one.
And with that, I just want you to know that I'm always going to be here for you and that I'm so lucky to have you as my big brother. And Margaret, come on. I'm going to be honest here. You won me over the first few times when you baked me banana bread. I mean, I ate literally more than half of every plate that you brought over, so thank you. And I definitely appreciate your Italian roots. I remember years ago, April Fools, when you and I were first getting kind of close, and we took the morning to cover Kyle's entire car with sticky notes. And as soon as we had done it, we kind of looked at each other and we were like, I hope he doesn't come out of this house and kill us. And I mean, through the years, I feel like we've always gotten close, but I really feel like you became my sister when I called you Garrett, and you flipped it around and called me Vin. But seriously, you've always been someone that I can rely on, I can trust. I've always leaned on you, and it means the world to me. And of course, I'm so glad that, as everyone here knows, you're the fun one, not Kyle. But at the same time, every time that I've been able to spend with you has been just times filled with laughter. I've always had a smile on my face, and I've always looked forward to spending time with you. And all I've ever wanted as a brother is for Kyle to be happy, and I've never seen him happier than when he's with you. So thank you. You're the sister I never had growing up, but at the same time, I feel like I've had a sister for years with you. But I mean, today's big. I finally get to call her my sister. So, the thing that always comes to mind when I think of you guys and marriage and everything is it's always been when. It's never been if. And I just think that can't be said for many people, but you break that stereotype for sure. So many people dream of what you guys are having, and I mean, you guys are literally living the dream. It's something that I aspire to be, and you know, I look forward in my life too. It's amazing that you guys have your entire lives ahead of you. It's incredible that you guys met at such a young age, because I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to accomplish. And you know, you're going to keep setting the bar for me and give me more to aspire to be in the future. I look up to both of you so much, and I just want you guys to know that I love you so much. You guys are literally the best siblings that I could have ever asked for. So, without further ado, welcome to the family, Margaret. And let's all raise a glass to my best friend and his bride. Congratulations. Grabbing the wrong drink, actually. Congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Gosselin.
Let's hear it again for Kevin, you guys.
Beautiful. That's like sweet.
You just set the bar for speeches.
And so Margaret took me kind of under her wing in college, and we didn't spend every day together. We didn't need to. We had each other. Margaret, whenever she needed me, I was there. Whenever I needed her, which was a lot, she was there for me. She helped me get through nursing school. Kyle, you're extremely patient, and Margaret and I talk about it a lot. You're one of the most patient people I know in any situation. And the last thing is he's very consistent. And I've talked to a good amount of you actually who have said Kyle's just like this. It's every time. We don't talk about it, they just do this with their hand. It's like a flat line. He's so consistent. Kyle, with anything, this whole wedding situation, with chaos, with unexpected things, you are so consistent, and that's what I think Margaret needs, and that's what I think she loves about you so much. So Kyle, I can officially call you Bill, my brother-in-law, and you can officially call me Syl, your sister-in-law. So, first of all, I want to thank you again for coming. Congratulations, you, Margaret and Kyle, and cheers to the happy couple, Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Dawson.
Dominic, come up? Yeah, Dominic. Word about my brothers.
Growing up, it was myself and Gianna against, I don't think Grace was paired up with Margaret. It was pretty much me and Gianna against Margaret. At the dinner table, making comments, anything you did, any gesture, we would just ridicule you as much as we could. And I would purposely antagonize you to get a reaction, and then you would bicker, and then you would cry, and then I would schmooze my way out of it, and that was kind of the routine we went through. But I never forget, Mom and Dad would always look at specifically Margaret and myself and say, you guys will be best friends one day. And I didn't believe them. Well, Margaret, you are one of my best friends. And looking back at it, actually, I believe our friendship started when you ran for student government with the phrase, Marge in charge. Marge in charge. So again, I heard the slogan, and then immediately, any chance I could get to say Marge, I would. Marge this, Marge that, Marge, 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 Marge. But as time went on, we got like comfortable with it, and I think you actually kind of liked it. And I knew this was legit, and she actually liked it when my friends would try to call her Marge, and she would say, no, you're not allowed to do that, only Dominic can call me Marge. So I'm like, all right, I'll take it. But Margaret, I find it interesting that your nickname was the catalyst for our friendship to develop. But really, your full name, Margaret, is more special to me because your full name, Margaret, actually means pearl. Margaret, like a pearl, you have been hidden away, protected, sheltered, and slowly built to embody the absolute beauty that you have right now. And I think we can all agree she's stunning. But as Gianna said, there was a period of time when pearl wasn't probably the word that came to mind, right? The hair, the frizzy hair, the braces, the pimples. John and I made sure you knew what you were dealing with. And Margaret, during that time, during that time we were close, and I would just watch you, and for a period of time, I don't think you felt like you were the prettiest girl in the room. But now I look at you, Margaret, and you're as beautiful as they get. You're the prettiest girl in the room. Your deep joy for people, service, family, friends, laughter, and kindness epitomize beauty. Your countenance as a woman is full of certainty, and you do it with such grace. You have been refined like a pearl year after year. And now here you are for everyone to see how beautiful you are. So now time for Kyle. Oh gosh. So Kyle, having a family full of sisters, I always wanted a brother, and now I get you, alright? I'm gonna be honest, man. At first, I wasn't a fan. And then, miraculously, I grew a sudden distaste for any aspiring accountant and anyone that had a name similar to yours. And so I found every reason not to like you. But the one thing I couldn't deny, man, was the way that you made her feel. Anytime you walked in the room, she lit up. And the way you respected her, and you valued her, and you empowered her, and listened to her, was something that no one could ignore. So, I actually found a verse, believe it or not, that I think encompasses, and this is what I want to leave you guys with. In Matthew 13:45 through 46. It says the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. And when he found the one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. And so, Kyle, you found your pearl in Margaret. And more importantly, your pearl in Christ. And so I encourage you to continue to give everything you have to serve her, protect her, love her, cherish her. Listen to her when she talks really loud right next to your ear. Margaret loves to yell when she's talking to you. She'll exchange little words like them instead of them, or mom instead of mom. But as you serve Margaret, I want to encourage you, man, as man to man, pursue Christ, and you'll be able to win Margaret more and more and more. Go all out and give it your complete all, because in my eyes, he's giving you the biggest and best pearl of them all, which is Margaret. So I love you both, and with that, cheers.
Dad, who, when I was growing up, he would cry over nothing. And I would look at him and I go, Dad, what's wrong? Dad, I don't know, Larry. I get emotional. But it would be at like a commercial on TV. It wasn't at like a drawn-out movie. And then Gina and I got married, and we would be watching one of those shows where they take the poor family and they build them a new house, and then they roll away the tractor trailer, and then Gina and I had snot everywhere. And I thought, well, at least my wife is like this. But then mine got worse. I've talked very briefly at some family functions, and now I think most of the family comes knowing that I'm going to be a mess, and I never disappoint. Now, I will mention that for the last 18 months we've been planning this wedding, and it didn't happen. The last 18 days we planned this wedding. 18 days. So those of you who are single, and guys are going to hate this, and you want to have long engagements, give us a call. We know all the people. And it is kind of funny. So a couple things. I have to share a couple things. I'm an MC. Where's Morgan? Morgan, my time doesn't start until I tell you, right? So these are all, yeah, well, too bad. So you know the one thing about putting on a wedding, and I know that the dads have done it, when you go up to the bar, no one else exists. You just go up there and you're getting your drink. Over here there's a long line, and they saw me and they're like, what would you like? I'm like, I want to pay for more weddings. It's the greatest feeling. So you will. By the way, I only planned on planning 4 weddings. The problem is I've already planned 2, so one of my kids isn't getting a wedding. Oh. So be prepared for some dad jokes. Jalen and Adrian in the back hear them daily, so you're just going to have to get used to it. So welcome to CCCGF, the COVID consummation of the Conti-Gosselin families. This is really, it's taken a toll on us. We had everything set. We wrote some checks and we were waiting for the day. And the only day that came was the day that they said that we couldn't have the wedding. And I have a couple people to thank in a minute for that. So one of the most important things I want to mention is where we go one, we go all. Now, some of you may relate to that a little differently than others, but I'm going to stay away from the controversy. I'm going to stick with the fact that the family came together. A lot of you were involved with it. Some of the vendors and who have now become friends have stepped up, and I want to make sure you know about some of them and who they are. So I want to thank some of them because this is just not a normal wedding. I want to thank all of you first. You're here. I'm not going to criticize those that didn't want to come because I understand why. But we had to uninvite more than invite at the very end. There were 225 people invited originally, and we had to get it down to 100, and that was very hard. Now, for whatever it's worth, you're on our A list, so we need favors, but expect us to call you. Is Eric here? Eric and his wife Donna. When Margaret and Kyle and Gina and I were being told that we were unsure if we were going to have the wedding, and we kept reading the newspaper and listening to Newsom destroyed California. Sorry. And Margaret and I and Kyle would talk about what our plan B was going to be, and plan B wasn't going to be any better. We needed a plan C. We needed a place to go where someone realized what was really going on and understood our position and would take the risks, have the facility, and make it happen. And a day before Mother's Day, I made a phone call, and Eric called me back, and I went on and on about trying to sell him on the whole idea. Eric, and I can believe it, my daughter cries all the time, and it's exhausting, I have all this money invested, I need a favor. And then he goes, yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay. I'm like, what do you mean okay? He goes, come on by and see if you want to do it. I said, but what about the state? What about this? What about that? He goes, it's my property, I'm going to stand at the door. And I have a lot of people coming over that night, and they're all friends. Let them stop me. He has neighbors that don't necessarily like these kind of things. And
just one.
It's always one.
Eric, we can take. We're Italian. We take care of that. So anyway, he made arrangements. Plus, he does. He makes armor for the sheriff department, so he knows some people. So he made arrangements to make sure all the cars fit. You guys cooperated, and so no one really knows what's going on other than when I talk too loud. And then a week ago, I called Eric. I said, how's everything going? And he goes, well, I'm in the hospital. My wife's in the hospital. Oh, gosh, they're moving. Donna was doing some. Stayed in the hospital overnight. Obviously, I care so much about them. I wasn't concerned about the wedding, but I was concerned about Donna. And we talked for a couple days, and she came home, and when we came to visit the facility on Monday, she was out gardening again. So I said, okay, if she's gardening with rattlesnakes, we can come and have our party. Right? Yeah! They have made those signs, those handwritten signs. This entire facility, they moved things around and catered to everything. In fact, the day we came out to see it the first time was Mother's Day. And they said, doesn't matter, just come over. That's special. Mm-hmm. And not everybody that we worked with originally were. And I'm going to leave it at that. They're called Maravilla Gardens. Stay away. I don't know. They kept my money, and there could be like 50 or 60 other people that may not want to be there. So I'll just leave it at that. Now, there's two other people, very special. Arena, who has been the photographer, She doesn't eat a lot. I tried feeding her today, but all she is doing is rearranging and arranging. And we met for the first time today, and you are an incredible young lady. Thank you. And she is a true artist. We saw her work. There's this other guy that she knows, and his name is Zach Churchill. We met him through the other facility, and when you hear what he has done, and I don't know if I'll be able to share it, I'm going to need you to help me. This young man and I have been talking for a long time, shared a lot of personal stories. We met with him. The two of them are very special, and they're very special together and apart. And he will tell you a little bit more in a minute, but just keep that those names, and we will give you the information on them. Michael Manny and his wife, Catherine. We didn't know if we were going to be able to afford a videographer. I won't get into the details, but he is professional. He works in Hollywood. He makes documentaries. He decided to do this for us. Yeah. He said 2 and 3 cameras. He's interviewed the kids. He's going to make a story, and I can't wait. Just extraordinary. We have the other people who haven't given our deposit back, and then we have these extraordinary people who have gone out of their way for us. Difference between friends and good hearts, and those that just think of themselves. And I feel like that's who's here today. Joe and Krista. I've known the two of them for 4 or 5 years. We used to sit down and chat every once in a while. The two of them supported very much that Margaret didn't change schools, because Jan and I met with them, and I suggested that if Margaret switched schools, that her tuition would be well into the 6 figures. And when Kyle got married, that would be his bill. And Joe and Krista had a talk with Kyle, and then all of a sudden Margaret changed her mind. She decided to stay at GCU. So somehow, thank you both, and Kyle thanks you probably more. But that's going to be the hard part, the irony of it. And when I call them and say, well, we're going to see you soon, and they're going to say, well, we're going to come out in about 4 months. And I say, that's a long time. And they're going to say, it'll go by fast. I hope it does. Now, thank you for allowing me to indulge. But that was important for me to share all that with you. They're very special. So, I don't have anything to drink, but I'm going to get a water over here. Would you just raise your glasses and toast to very patient people who absolutely love each other and have probably done things that not many other people could have done, and survived 3.5 years of separation and been faithful to each other, loving each other, and never once wavering. And think of the strength and the love and the passion that it took to survive that. So we'll wish them luck, but if they can survive that, they got a lot going for them. And they are inspirations to all of us. All right, so
she fly 2,700 miles to make her dreams come true. It'll take me just a moment to see her life begin so new. And when I wake up in the morning, she calls me on the phone. She says, don't you worry, Dad, I'll see you very soon. Always be
Let's hear one more time for Larry and Margaret, you guys. All right, somebody go and
Days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth in your smile. But more